how emotion affects. Some emotions helps us, whereas some emotion affects our hormone system and is not so good to us. If we see how many types of emotions, we can see there are two types. One is the happy side or good emotions. The other one is the harmful side, the emotion that may affect our body and mind big time. So both are good. In fact, they are indicators of our feelings, but it's about how we manage them helps us keep our wellness quotient high. So happy, excited and tender, this kind of feelings produce good anabolic hormones, whereas sad, angry and sacred secretes catabolic hormones, and if not properly channelized, it can harm our body, like cortisol. When there is anger, your body secretes cortisol. So likewise, to metabolize the cortisol, you need something else. When you are scared, you are in flight or a fight situation where body secretes a lot of adrenaline. So these are all good because it handles the situation, but it's hard. If it is very repetitive, it damages our body. So emotions control one's thinking, behavior and actions. Okay, emotions control the thinking, behavior and actions. Quite easy to understand that in a picture like this. Emotions controls the thinking may control the behaviors control our actions. In turn, these things control or foster the emotion that we are practicing, or it is we are involved in. For example, happy feelings tend to give positive thinking. In the sense, we think everything in a nice way. When we have positive thinking, we have pleasing behaviors. We behave well. We forgive, all those things. Whereas pleasing act, such a behavior contributes to a good, pleasant actions or good personalities, which in turn feeds the happy feeling. So if you have a pleasant actions, it helps build a happy feeling, which in turn helps positive thinking, like that. So in other hand, whereas we have a sad feeling, it contributes to negative thinking. We see the world as doomed, nothing is working, nobody is perfect. That will give an irritated behavior. We don't behave cool. So in the sense, we think everybody is bad and we react with a prejudice, which always results in injurious action. Injurious are we talk with such a word hurts others, or we do with an idea that others are bad. We are harming ourselves as well as others. When we are in a harmful situation, it feeds to we become sad. So this feeds to the sad feeling. So this is a vicious cycle. If we are injurious, we think negative. If we are negative thinking, we become sad and injurious. So we have to come out of this cycle somehow. So shall we take an example here? The best example is like perception is very important in the thinking concept, okay, with respect to the emotions. Like for example, a person makes a cell phone call, okay, he was very happy and he wants to call somebody for money or fun or anything. He or she, if the person at the other end didn't pick up the call, there are immediately the calling person may feel bad because that person did not call them, so did not attend their phone call, so they feel rejected. This person may feel that they are rejected. In the sense, they may feel like the called person has rejected them, or they hate them, or they don't want to pick up the call. The fact could be the person, the called person's battery will be very low, so he cannot pick up the call. But immediately the calling person gets a picture that other person doesn't want to pick up his call or rejected his call, makes him feel bad. Instead of perceiving that, yeah, that person would be in a bath, or his battery is low, or the ringtone is not audible, he or she thinks rejected or feels rejected. This is called perception of this situation. Likewise, and he started reacting to the perception, not to the reality. So he calls, if the other person calls, he feels like, hey, you rejected my call, I don't like you, or he reacts by rejecting the call. So this is one way of the vicious cycle we talked about here: sad feeling, thinking negative, behaving negative, and starting injuring oneself and others. So which once again he gets into deeper depression. Okay, so this is the vicious cycle of being sad. But being positive is even though this person rejects him, can a caller think, yeah, he may be bad, or he's in a bad mood, he will be fine. If that kind of a situation comes up, there is a possibility this happy feeling and the positive thinking and the positive behavior, puts the bad thing in the right position. So, but it's very tough. That practice is called emotional wellness, and we will help you there eventually. Emotions affect your physical bodies as much as your body affects your feelings and thinkings. So think about that. The emotion affects our physical bodies because it secretes bad hormones. So emotions affect your body. How do you heal yourself emotionally, etc. So this is where we get into how to get out of that. People who ignore, dismiss, or just ventilate their emotions are setting themselves up for physical illness. If they don't ventilate their problems, or speak about their problems, or shout at their problems, they are getting into physical illness. What are the kind of illness? An unventilated emotion gives chronic illness like arthritis, cancer, etc. We'll talk about this danger. Instead, let's get out of this problem as quick as possible and be happy. Okay?